What's up, guys? It's Davis Burleson, and we are on TikTok Radio IRL with the iconic Jared Leto. How are you?
I'm great, and I have to say you have the name of a writer from another century. What a great name.
Oh my gosh. Is it like giving like poetry writer? What kind of writer?
I don't know. Maybe just kind of a deep novelist.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Davis Burleson. That's nice. Well, you have a wonderful name too.
I'm stuck with it.
Yeah. Really rolls off the tongue. Jared Leto.
I thought about changing my name, but it's too much work.
Too much work. All the legal things. What would you change it to?
I mean, I don't know. Your name is pretty great.
Davis?
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah. It's not David because that's boring. Davis kind of adds a uniqueness to it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would ask what you've been up to, but I already know. You just climbed the Empire State Building. Yeah. How was that?
It was actually a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Really? It seems really easy.
Well, yeah. But for some people, it would be very easy, actually. Professional climbers, but I'm not a professional climber, obviously. I just climb for fun. But it was a really incredible experience. And when I went up there to kind of test it out, I didn't think it would be easy ever. I knew it would be difficult. Yeah. And when I tested it out, okay, I thought I got this. But I think the temperatures, we did it very, very early in the morning. For safety and security and things, but the temperature at that time of day really took a toll, and it was very windy, and we started in the dark. So some of those elements added to the complexity of what we were doing. But it was fun. It was a childhood dream, and it was really that was the only real rule. I was like, is it fun? Okay,
let's do it. Yeah, I was going to ask, how did the idea come about? Was it just one day you were like, I want to do this, or this has been something since your childhood that you've wanted to do?
It's been something that I've always wanted to do. I just had it in the back of my mind. It being a kind of a fantasy and it being a real thought are two different things. Mm-hmm. And recently I was just thinking, what could we do to celebrate this world tour? Mm-hmm. And I've been jumping off the stage, the top of the stage recently. And I think that kind of led to, what could we do next? What's something that we could do that was, a big celebration?
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah. I was going to ask, I know that rock climbing is a passion of yours. Yeah. Also, music is a huge passion of yours. And 30 Seconds to Mars just released its 6th album, which is incredible.
Thank you.
Seasons is a great one of my favorites. Tell me a little bit about what that song means to you.
Seasons for me brings up a really nostalgic feeling. It is a song that makes me think about, the summer I just had, or, certain parts of my life. It's like the song to the soundtrack of different eras of my life, I feel like. And I like that. I like a song that gives me that feeling. It's a very different song for us. We've never really had a song quite like that. It's a special one, so I'm excited for people to hear it.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite season?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's a lot I like about every season. Even the winter. I used to snowboard a lot, so I would like the winter for snowboarding. But now that I've focused more on rock climbing, and I love to free dive as well. I would
free dive as in like jump out of things?
What's interesting is I used to think that too. No, free diving is when you hold your breath and you dive either as deep or as far or as long as you can.
Into water?
Or want to. Yeah.
Okay.
And you're already in the water.
Oh, you're already in the water.
You just dive down deep.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's the people that kind of hold their breath for a long time.
How long can you hold your breath?
Well, I can hold my breath for a long time, but I'm not so interested in, I actually am interested in how long I could hold my breath, but that's not what I focus on. I really just focus on more about how deep and how much fun I'm having. But I can hold my breath. I think the longest that I've counted is around 4 minutes.
Wow.
But it's not that long in that world. That's actually not that long.
But to an average folk, that's a long time.
Yeah. And again, I went 108 feet this summer deep.
Whoa.
Yeah. And, it's enough for it to be pretty spicy.
Yeah. Ears popping, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. You feel the pressure.
Yeah.
And it's quite remarkable down there. It's peaceful, but also, a little intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Sure. You're like, I got to get up. This is fun now, but I got to get up.
Yeah. And it's just something that I fell in love with.
That's awesome.
And
I love that.
Touring for me is like that as well.
I was going to say, I love that you keep using the word fun.
Yeah.
And you're going on tour, which I assume is so fun. And one of the dates is in New York. And you recently said that New York is a place where dreams come true. I want to ask you, what's a dream that's come true for you that was not on your bingo card? Like something random that you never expected, but just a dream that has been fulfilled.
30 Seconds to Mars.
Really?
I mean, no, if I told you how many times we were, that it seemed impossible for my brother and I to make a life out of this band and the music, touring around the world, going to France and Germany and London, 100 times before you sold more than 50 tickets. It's been this impossible thing that's become a beautiful reality for my brother and I, and we're back on tour and just announced this world tour and going to have this opportunity to go back to all these beautiful places that we love, from Mexico to Brazil to,
You're going to Brazil?
Yeah.
Okay, there's like a running joke on TikTok where every single artist that goes on tour, they always comment, like all the fans will comment, come to Brazil, come to Brazil. Yeah. And it's become like a joke because no artists go to Brazil. But you're going to Brazil. You're making everyone's dreams on TikTok come true.
Oh, we love to go to Brazil.
There we go. We go.
So we're smashing that.
Checking that box.
Myth.
That's amazing. Smashing the myth. Yes.
Smashing the myth. Brazil is a beautiful place to play because the people are so passionate. That passion that you see in the comments is real.
Yeah.
And we always see it too. Well, no, and this time we're actually starting off, we're playing Lollapalooza there, but we will go and play headlining shows there. And we've done it many times. We've played, and we love it. But the crowds are incredible and the people are great. The food is great. It's a great country.
That's awesome. I've never been. Maybe I'll go for you.
Oh, it's a beautiful place. Yeah.
Switching gears, we're on TikTok radio. We got to talk about TikTok. You're an avid TikToker. You're on it every day. What's
interesting is, I guess what's kind of funny is I was one of the very first, public people on TikTok. And then I used it like once or twice. I didn't really use it.
Yeah.
And by the way, I wasn't very good at it, but I was there. Like right when it was like Musically and ByteDance and all this stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was like,
yes.
There were people on it, of course, but I was an early pioneer. But then I just stopped using it. And when we came back, it was, of course, the TikTok now we know that's so big and different. But we have, again, it's just about having fun.
Yeah.
For me, the reason I like TikTok is it's not about perfection. Oftentimes, that's that you try to make something perfect there and it just falls flat on its face. And then you do something in 2 seconds and it turns into this,
zero effort. They can sense when you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
One TikTok that you've made is you went grocery shopping for a video and you showed everyone your dirty Oreos.
Oh, yeah.
You showed the toasted Pop-Tarts. You like Fruit Loops in handfuls.
Yes.
What's a food combo that you love? What's a random food combo that you love?
I have a really good one.
Okay.
And this could start a debate.
Yeah, please do.
On TikTok. It's called the Fluffernutter.
The Fluffernutter. Okay, explain.
You know the Fluffernutter.
Everyone, okay. You know the Fluffernutter? Okay, I don't.
I'm not sure if it's an East Coast thing and if it's a generational thing.
Okay.
But this could be a TikTok, a big TikTok debate. The Fluffernutter. The Fluffernutter is basically you have to get the whitest bread that you can find, like the kind that just floats in the air. If it's not, in your hand, maybe it's Wonder Bread, who knows? But it's the kind that certainly will kill you.
Okay.
So you need to find the whitest bread.
Brioche work?
No.
Brioche.
That is too classy.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so it has to be no focaccia. This has to be the whitest, the lightest, the thinnest, or the fluffiest. Basically, very little bread, mostly chemical.
Okay. Yeah, gotta get that bread to chemical ratio down on lock. Okay.
So yes.
Check.
First ingredient, chemical. Okay, not flour. So you find your whitest bread, and then you get your creamiest peanut butter. Okay. most trans fat that you can find.
Are we talking Jif? We talking Peter Pan?
I'm not going to name any names, but you have to find that kind that certainly is going to kill you at some point, but just the yummiest, the sweetest kind that you can get. And I wouldn't go crunchy.
Okay.
I know there's a whole debate with smooth and crunchy. You got to keep it smooth. Okay. Because this is an experience for the tongue. And the mouthfeel is very important here. So you get the creamy peanut butter. And you slather that on, of course, a nice thick layer. And then you pull out the surprise ingredient, which is the marshmallow fluff.
Ooh.
Okay. It's a bottle. And obviously the bottle is the only thing that has any weight because inside, of course, again, it's just air.
Yeah.
It's this, who knows what it's made of? We will never know.
I don't need to know.
I think they developed it in space. They'll never know. It sounds like we're doing that thing. Yeah. They'll never know.
They'll never know.
Never know.
They'll never know.
So you get the Fluffernutter and you slap it on there. You put it together. Maybe if you're feeling frisky, you cut it in a diagonal. And if you're feeling real frisky, you cut another diagonal and you got these little triangles of goodness. But I did have one of these. I don't know if it was like for some celebration or birthday. It wasn't that long ago. I was like, let's get a Fluffernutter. And it's crack on a plate, my friend.
Crack on a plate. Okay, I need to try this. It's kind of
which is always a good time.
Always a good time. That sounds fluffy. That sounds like a Fluffernutter. That very much describes it perfectly. I wasn't expecting the marshmallow to be in there, but I like that.
It's peanut butter marshmallow on the whitest bread. Who's had a Fluffernutter? Just a few of you.
Whoa. Okay, so I thought this was like a Jared thing. No. This is like this is a generational thing. Okay, I've never heard of this.
This is going to, if this gets on TikTok, if a Fluffernutter gets out there, the reactions of the taste, you're going to see heads explode.
Okay, I can't wait to see what people say about this.
Now I have to make a Fluffernutter.
Yes,
as a TikTok.
Yeah,
we'll do it after this.
Please do.
We'll give you credit for bringing it up. But we'll have to go through the step by step, and we'll do one of those videos like, "Hey, this is Jared Leto, and today we're going to make a Fluffernutter."
The Fluffernutter. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I do.
Okay,
pineapple and jalapeno.
Ooh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't
Thin crust.
I can't do that.
But I don't eat that anymore. So
okay. Yeah. Another thing I saw on TikTok. This is a theory. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I saw a TikTok where a girl was convinced that you and Scott Disick are twins.
Wow.
And people were like, "Wait, I think this is real because you guys look identical."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Lucky me.
Lucky you. Lucky him.
Lucky me. I mean, thank you.
Do you see it?
I don't know. It's hard when you look at yourself, but they do say that people that look alike actually share a lot of DNA sometimes. So, if there's someone like, "Oh my God, you look exactly like this guy," you actually might be related somehow. So, that would be nice because then I would have a rich relative because he's very wealthy, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It would be nice. You know what? People say I look like a young Gordon Ramsay.
I'm trying to think of who you...
You're like, no, I don't see that. But I actually have gotten that several times. Young Gordon Ramsay.
I didn't even think about it.
Okay. I thought you were like, yeah, no, next top. Like, okay, you see it?
But you're very... It's hard because you're very different in ages, right?
I know.
But you know what? Maybe because you guys have very similar eyes. He's got great eyes, doesn't he? He has very piercing eyes.
Does he have blue eyes?
But I've never seen the show, although I know who he is. He's a very famous guy. I've seen clips of him. And he's an amazing chef, right?
Yeah. I'm not.
I've never had his food.
Yeah.
But that would be cool if you guys were related.
Mm-hmm.
And like if he was your uncle, because then you could get maybe some free food. He probably has 1 million restaurants or something.
I'm going to have him make me a Fluffernutter because I feel like he'll make it chef's kiss. He'll add some
extras. How about Gordon Ramsay eats my Fluffernutter?
Please.
He judges my Fluffernutter.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I wonder who makes the better Fluffernutter, you or Gordon? I honestly feel like it might be you because you seem very experienced.
Listen, man, I'm poor white trash, born in Louisiana. When it comes to those kind of foods, you can't Yeah, there's no competition.
No competition.
We got you.
Yeah. You are.
There's a few things we do good down there. We sweat and we make fluffernutter. No, just
sweat, fluffernutter, crawfish, right?
Crawdaddies.
Yeah. That's about all I know about Louisiana. And NOLA, I know NOLA.
The thing that's cool about Louisiana is there's some serious culture there. There's music, there's food, there's amazing people. And my grandfather spoke, we call it Cajun French or Creole. He spoke, that was pretty cool.
Cajun food's good. Final topic. You are the king of the Met Gala. You have worn the best outfits, some of my favorites. And last year, you brought Choupette with you, the big Choupette head.
Yeah.
I got to ask you, can you name every celebrity that put on the Choupette head?
Ooh.
As fast as you can. Like, just start naming them, because I saw a lot of people putting on that head.
Yeah, I can't recall how many people that put on that head, but I know it was a lot. And the funny thing is, a lot of people inside didn't know that I had dressed in the full costume. I think they thought I just carried the head.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's like a play on the head that you brought or whatever. And then they found out later, oh, I didn't know you had that. But a lot of people were doing it. Jimmy Fallon. And he had the head. He had both heads. So there's a great picture of me with all the Kardashians and Jeff Bezos. That's a classic. I heard he has it on his wall.
Yeah, I got to frame that. That's a classic.
He's a great guy. I actually know him. And I brought him as my date to the Met that night. I just remembered that.
Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How was Jeff as a date?
Fantastic.
It's amazing.
I mean, he's a, really personable guy. And kind of like a great friend to bring to an event like that. And he had a blast. I had a blast. It was a special night.
I love going to an event with a friend, with a friend too, that also kind of like knows other people. So you can also chat, or you guys can separate, but also come back together. You don't have to like somebody like on your shoulder all night. Absolutely. It's the Met too. You wanna chit chat.
Absolutely. That's nice to kind of have that freedom and not have the responsibility to take care of anybody. Sure.
The new Met theme was announced, Sleeping Beauty. Do you have any ideas, or do you know what you're thinking this year? Sleeping Beauty.
I just had a really good idea as you said that. But I can't say it out loud.
Okay, can't say.
I had a great idea, but I think like after Choupette, after last year, I don't know. Maybe you have to take a little time off.
Yeah. Once you're that iconic, it's hard. Yeah. Well, but you brought the Choupette around everywhere too. I was actually on the day after the Met Gala. You were in the elevator at SiriusXM. I was on that elevator with you, and Choupette was right there. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I asked you, I said, can I touch it? And you said, yeah. So I petted his head.
You can touch it anytime you want.
I was petting Choupette. Where is Choupette? He belongs in the Met. That head.
Yes, Choupette does belong in a museum. Yeah. Sweet little pussy.
Sweet little pussy. I love that. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on TikTok Radio IRL.
I appreciate it.
30 Seconds to Mars. You guys are going on tour.
We figured out so much today. When we announced this huge tour, this world tour doing 30 Seconds to Mars, first time in 6 years.
Yes.
We figured out Fluffernutter. We figured out Met Ball ideas. We got a lot accomplished.
Yeah. It's done, a lot happens with the dynamic duo. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean?
And the biggest thing that maybe, I don't think we've talked about this yet, but we're launching a brand new song, a brand new single. It's called Seasons. And we talked about it a little bit, but it's our brand new single and it's coming out now. Today. Amazing. It's great. I love that. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Wow.
Well, I can't wait for everyone to hear it.
People they come and people they go. When the leaves change and the colors they show. Oh.
The leaves are changing right now, so what better time? We're kind of in that middle ground season changing right now. So what better time for it to come out?
That's right.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see. I want people to make TikToks.
We need a good trend for Seasons. So all the people out there that make interesting trends, let us know, and I'll do them with you. It could be the seasons, it could be some leaves, it could be whatever you want. It could be a fluffernutter. People making fluffernutters with a song playing.
That's amazing.
You know, I love and enjoying it.
Chewing it as the song goes by. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that.
Your mouth is stuck together. You're
Exactly. I'm sure it makes your teeth very beautiful after.
Oh, yeah.
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 All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on TikTok Radio IRL.
Thank you.